Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I wanted to do a sit down chat and really a story time about my surrogacy journey from start to finish, as I don't think I've done it before. I've mentioned obviously that I am planning to be a surrogate, but I don't think I've really done a my journey sort of video. So this is sort of like an update, where we're at, what we've been doing. So yeah, if you'd like to hear all about this journey, please stay tuned. And excuse the background, I'm in Leilani's room because everywhere else the sun was too bright because I'm filming at a funny time of the day. So anyways, I'm in Leilani's room, but oh well. So I'll start right at the beginning and I'll try and keep this as short as possible, but yeah, we've got a lot to talk about given I started this journey 2 years ago now. So at the very beginning, surrogacy was always really on my mind. I thought it'd be pretty cool, but obviously not having my own kids, I obviously didn't know what to expect. So it didn't really come into fruition until I had my 2 kids. After Leilani, I was like, yeah, loved it, loved pregnancy, loved giving birth. Let's go again. So that's when we had Isaac. We had Isaac pretty much straight away. And again, same thing, Isaac had a pretty good pregnancy, great labour and birth, even though Trent was in hospital, but anyways. After Isaac, once everything had settled down, I really started to think and was like, you know, I would love to be pregnant and give birth again, but I'm happy with my 2. I don't think I could handle any more than 2 kids. I always wanted 3 kids, but after, yeah, having Isaac and 2 under 2 and Trent with his broken arm, I was like, nah, I'm done. I can't deal with the stress anymore. So yeah, that's when I really started to think about being a surrogate, just for my selfish ways and wanting to be pregnant again, but without having to raise a child. So that was where the idea originally came from. And so once I had finished breastfeeding Isaac, I started to look into it and realized that you had to be 25 before you could become a surrogate here in WA. So I think it's most places, most states in Australia, you have to be over 25 and have 2 kids of your own. Have finished your family or have at least 1 child of your own. So yeah, I found that out, decided to leave it because obviously I was only 23 at the time. And as I was approaching 25, I started to really think, you know, let's look into it more. Let's put myself out there, because I didn't know anybody personally that needed a surrogate. So this is when, June 2016, I put that photo out of my womb for rent photo out on my personal Facebook and Instagram, saying, you know, I want to be a surrogate, but I don't know anyone personally. If you know anybody, you know the caption, yeah. So I put it out, great response. I had one of my uncles contact me and was like, hey, I've got these friends who can't get pregnant. Have a chat with them. So I ended up meeting up with them. We got along. They were a really nice couple, lovely couple. So I thought that I would carry for them. Naively, I was just like, yep, they sound good, I'll carry for them. So we started to look into it even more. Obviously, yeah, we did all the research beforehand anyway. And obviously you can't get paid to be a surrogate in Australia, just putting that out there. I know. I learned all this before I put myself out there. And then, yeah, so we proceeded with this couple. But a couple months down the track, we realized it just wasn't going to work because I think they were sort of in a rush. I was still 24 at the time. Their embryos were overseas, so it was just too hard with our laws and, you know, what their timeline. So we decided to call it a day. And so yeah, we decided not to go ahead with them. We stayed in contact though. They're currently getting ready to welcome their child via surrogacy. So yeah, I'm really happy for them. Lovely couple. But yeah, so I was kind of bummed after, you know, we decided not to go ahead with them because it was quite a few months down the track that I started the journey. So I was like, oh, now I'm gonna start again. But everything happens for a reason, and I'm glad that it worked out that way because it led me to meet my current intended parents. So yeah, I had been on the forums and the pages for a while now. This is about a year into joining those forums and putting that photo out. and I hadn't really committed or had been involved in those groups because, you know, I had found a couple already. We were just gonna go with the flow sort of thing. So at this point, I started to put myself back out there, and so I went to I went to my very first Families Through Surrogacy seminar, and I heard about them before, but I hadn't gone because I didn't need to. So this time I thought it would be pretty good to go and meet a few people and, you know, be a part of the actual community instead of just sort of like a bystander. So this was in January, I want to say January or February 2017. Trent was at work at the time, so I ended up going by myself, plucked up the courage and was like, you know, I'm just gonna go by myself. You know, I was talking to a couple of people from the community on Facebook, so I was like, I'll just go meet them in person. So I did, I went, and so the two people that I had knew from the community obviously were busy doing their thing, so I kind of met this couple, and at the seminar I was like, hey, you know, I'm Michelle, like I don't really know anybody, can I be friends? So I sat next to them at the seminar and just sort of like clung onto them and was like, you know, somebody be my friend, I don't want to be alone. And they are now my current intended parents. So we got along really well from the get-go. I didn't really, they were on that surrogacy community page, but I didn't really see them, they didn't really see me, you know, because I wasn't really active or whatever. And so, yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked the fact that we didn't meet on a Facebook page, but in person. And yeah, so I got to know them straight away. When I first met them that day, I was like, you know, so what's your situation? How old are you? Rah, rah, rah. Pretty straightforward, but you sort of have to, speed dating, they say. Surrogacy is like speed dating, but anyways. So I really liked them. I went home and told Trent all about them, and then they ended up having it. Oh, so the WA surrogacy community ended up having a catch up a month down the track, and meantime I think I was messaging them on Facebook and stuff, and then yeah, we met at the catch up, and again we got along like a house on fire, and yeah, it was just easy to be myself around them and not have to talk specifically surrogacy, which I found with my first couple. I was sort of just like only talking about surrogacy. So yeah, it was good to know them as people and then build up that friendship. So anyways, I'm trying not to ramble. After that catch up, I ended up, you know, saying, Trent, let's meet them, you know, just sort of one-on-one, or two-on-two, I should say, and, you know, really get to know them. So ended up doing that. We invited them over to our house, and again, just, you know, we got on really well. So I was like, you know, these guys are it. They fit our situation and, you know, what we wanted. So yeah, they came over and they met the kids, they met Trent, and everything was good to go. So I was like, yeah, I messaged them straight after and was like, you know, I'm not looking at anybody else, let's give this a shot. And so straight after that, this was in maybe February or March 2017, and straight away we were like, you know, let's just jump in. So we booked our counselling, they did their counselling, we did our counselling, we did group counselling. And then we went on to psych. Again, they did their psych, we did our psych, we did a group psych. So after all of our psych evaluations, we did legals, again, separate legals. We drew up contracts, agreements, whatever you want to call them. You know, we did all of that stuff. So this was over 6 months to a year we did all of this. And, you know, in the meantime, we really built that friendship, our relationship, the kids loved them, you know. It was, yeah, really good, really good. This is odd to talk about because, like, obviously we're still friends, so if they watch this, they're gonna be like, okay, Michelle. Anyways, so yeah, really happy with where we're at. Last December, so we're currently in May, today's 1st of May. Last December, we put all of our documents, all our counselling, psych, legal documents together, and it got sent to the RTC, the Reproductive Technology Council. And so they say yes or no if you can go ahead with the surrogacy. So yeah, we waited about a month and it got approved in January. So January 2018, they said, yep, all good to go ahead. And so in January 2018, after we got the approval from the RTC, we went straight into embryo creation as my intended parents hadn't created embryos yet. So my intended mother went straight into hormone injections and getting ready for egg retrieval, and they did their embryo creation, and they froze 4 embryos all up, day 3 embryos, and so we were really pretty much good to go. And the RTC say that you have to have a 3-month waiting period, which didn't affect us really because we were building our house, so we weren't really in too much of a rush. So yeah, we really wanted to be settled in our house and sort of like settle and have a little grace period before we start trying for getting ready for transfer and getting ready for pregnancy and stuff. So that's where we're at now. 2 years down the track, I spent a year looking for IPs, and then a year getting to know my IPs and going through all the legal stuff and all the paperwork beforehand. So yeah, 2 years down the track, here we are getting ready for embryo transfer. I'm not sure when it's gonna happen, but yeah, we're just kind of just chilling out for a bit before we delve right into it. And I'm sort of enjoying the kids, enjoying our house, and yeah, that's where we're at. So I hope that this wasn't too long and I didn't miss any important points, I don't think, but stay tuned for when we come up to embryo transfer. I'm going to try and vlog as much as I can and really document this journey, because I don't know if I'll ever do it again, but yeah, I'm excited, can't wait. I'm enjoying having my body to myself, and I finally got back down to like my pre-pregnancy weight, so now I'm like, I gotta put it all back on again, but oh well, I'm excited. So is Trent and our IPs, of course. We just had a catch up last weekend. We did a WA Surrogacy catch up with everybody, and then me, my intended mother, just had a girls' night on Saturday, which was really, really nice. And so yeah, they've become like a really, really close friends, which I'm so happy about, and I hope it continues. And this is a lifelong, friendship, and can't wait to see what the future brings. So yeah, stay tuned. Okay, I gotta go. Bye.